There is nothing better than seeing great stars reincarnated in their offspring, and this just happened in basketball. Bronny James just perplexed the whole basketball world with his amazing one-handed dunk similar to his father's well-known style. This sent the whole NBA world into shock, with many stars commenting on the depth of talent and potential that the kid has. This and more in today's video. Make sure to stick around till the very end. First up, Bronny James posterizes opponent with one-hand dunk. This week in France, Bronny James surprised a lot of people with an amazing dunk. One of them was his own father. The star of the Los Angeles Lakers tweeted, "Oh my goodness, Bronny." This was followed by 10 shocked emojis. The coast-to-coast finish was a show of speed, strength, and athleticism that reminded me of Bronny's father, LeBron James, who has been an NBA All-Star 18 times. Even the four-time MVP couldn't hold back as players from Stephen Curry to Ja Morant reacted to one of the worst jams we've seen in a while. Both of the NBA players' sons, Bronny and Bryce, are currently on the Axe Euro Tour with the California Basketball Club. When Bronny made the dunk, there were less than 2 minutes left in the first half, and CBC was up by 12 points over the U18 French Select team. The ball was with Bronny's team, and he moved it quickly from one side of the court to the other before the defenders could react. He finished the play by dunking with one hand over a defender, which made everyone in the crowd stand up right away. Even though that dunk was amazing, it's not the first time Bronny has shown how talented he is. One of his one-handed dunks on a fast break was put next to one of his dad's dunks earlier this summer to show how similar they were. Bronny is a 6'3" shooting guard who will be a senior at Sierra Canyon, California High School this fall. 24/7 Sports says that the four-star recruit is the number 49 player in the class of the 2023 right now. Both Bronny and Bryce went to play basketball professionally like their fathers did. The goal is hard to reach, but they're working hard to get there. They were in El Segundo, where the Lakers train earlier this month. Bryce is a guard/forward who is 6'6" tall and is in the class of 2025. This summer has been really special for LeBron because this is the first time that he and his brother play on the same team. Man, I'm seeing Bronny and Bryce play together on the court for the first time in a real game. This is outrageous. I'm emotional AF. Wow, LeBron tweeted last week. Next, how LeBron James playing alongside Bronny connects with Lakers extension. Let's start with a trivia question, and the answer won't even be at the end of this column. What is the status of the first-round pick that the Los Angeles Lakers will have in 2024? It belongs to the New Orleans Pelicans, unless the Pels choose to move the pick to 2025. What a fun twist on trying to figure out what LeBron James will do with new contract the Lakers are likely to offer him on Thursday. LeBron, who will be 38 in December, is serious about wanting to end his career playing on the same team as his oldest son. This year, Bronny James will be a senior in high school. According to NBA rules, he can be drafted in 2024, but the Lakers don't have a first-round pick in that draft right now unless the Pelicans agree to it. Who would decide on that? David Griffin is the vice president of the city of New Orleans. He is close to LeBron and won a championship with him when they both worked in Cleveland. The easiest way for LeBron to play with Bronny is for Griffin to give the Lakers their pick back. On Thursday, the Lakers can offer James a 2-year contract extension worth about $98 million if he accepts it, or even if he asks for and gets a 1-year, $47 million extension, most of the drama goes away. There will be no doubts about his future that will keep him from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar this season as the NBA's all-time leading scorer. But it's not clear what LeBron will do because the Lakers don't look like a team that can win a championship. James has used this exact situation in the past to put pressure on his current team to keep getting better by only agreeing to sign short-term contracts with Griffin and the Cavs. But because of where the other family members are in their lives, LeBron's family wishes and well-being matter more than they did in the past. In the weeks and months after LeBron's surprising conversation with the Athletic's Jason Lloyd about not ruling out a return to Cleveland, James and the people closest to him said he was happy in Los Angeles. His family is happy, and that seems to be important in this situation. Bryce is LeBron's middle child. He is a sophomore in high school. This fall, his youngest daughter, Shuri, will turn 8. They are very settled in LA. As is LeBron's wife, Savannah, James is now worth $1 billion. That much money can make a lot of comfort anywhere, but it can't make up for the fact that Bryce has to change schools after spending much of his childhood with his group of friends in LA. Would Bryce be able to make it through his last 2 years before college if he had to live somewhere else? Of course. But Dad's job doesn't force the family to move, so Bryce doesn't have to. LeBron always wanted to be a Laker, and now he is. He is making more money than he could anywhere else, and even when the team loses, he's having the best time of his life. If LeBron leaves the Lakers as a free agent next summer, the other option is for him to spend the season away from Savannah and the 2 younger children. Families do this a lot, especially when it comes to sports. The James gang is also able to use private planes. But if you only look at LeBron's social media posts, do you think he would be happy living somewhere other than with his wife and 2 younger children? Bronny will either be in college with G League Ignite or in Australia in the fall of 2023, depending on where Rich Paul puts him. I don't believe it either. I've known him for more than a decade and have watched him much more closely than I could on Instagram. Well, because of these things and because LeBron's business activities outside of basketball are based in LA, I don't think he will be a free agent next summer. But not impossible. The fact that LeBron and Bronny are teammates is real. With the NBA being what it is today and stars leaving teams no matter how much or how long their contracts are, anything could happen by 2024. But LeBron and Bronny are most likely to end up on the same team if the team that already has LeBron drafts Bronny. If he agreed to a 1-year extension at that time and put off his free agency until 2024, it would seem to make things more complicated. The Lakers don't have a first-round pick right now. Based on the records of the Washington Wizards and Memphis Grizzlies, they will have the worst pick in the 2nd round. Paul, who is James's agent and one of the most powerful player reps in the NBA, can help the situation by telling other teams not to draft Bronny until the Lakers can take him in the 2nd round. That is, if Bronny is picked in the 2nd round. What if he's better than me? What if he is good enough to be picked in the 1st round? At the very least, the Lakers will have to promise LeBron that they will do whatever it takes to pick his son, even if that means trading someone or something that could bring back a 1st-round pick in 2024. Finally, as a side note, Cleveland will have enough cap space next summer to sign LeBron as a free agent. The Cavs wouldn't have to touch their promising core of Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen, who is even represented by Paul. With these 3 players and a healthy but older LeBron, plus the other rookies and role players not mentioned here, Cleveland would go from being a team that is slowly getting better in the Eastern Conference to a team that is expected to win the championship right away. In 2024, the Cavs will have their own 1st-round pick. Their own 2nd-round pick for 2024 was traded away, but they have a conditional 2nd-rounder from Golden State, and it is easier to trade for a 2nd-round pick than a 1st. Okay, I've worried myself enough about this. The Cavs aren't doing this because they want to get LeBron a 3rd time. As someone who grew up in the Northeast Ohio and didn't move when LeBron went to LA, I don't expect him to come back for the reasons given above. I think family plays too big a role in this, and he would be best off staying with the Lakers. But then I found out who has the Lakers' 2024 pick, and why does anyone remember the Davis trade? The trade that made LeBron a winner in LA is now standing in the way of him maybe reaching his last goal in the NBA, though it is only a small one, having his son play on the same team. Well, that's all the time we had for today. Thanks for sticking around till the end.